Welcome everyone. This is the Crossplane community meeting, March 24th and 2022. My name is Hassan and I will be your host today. This is my first time running this meeting, so I hope everything goes well. So I am also like the newest like official maintainer of Crossplane. A couple of days ago, I am yeah, thank you. I'm added as a new maintainer. I'm quite excited with that, and I hope everyone has like a chance to be a maintainer at Crossplane. I guess I'm seeing some new faces. If you want to introduce yourself, you are more than welcome. Yeah.
Hey, Marius Williams. I just got hired on Monday. Was my first day, and I'm a part of the Warrior Pod. So nice to be here.
Yeah, Marius works with me and Jillian at Guidewire.
Great, thank you.
Welcome. McCombs. I've been with Guidewire for a while, but I've just started working on Crossplane.
Okay, that sounds great. All right, I think we can move on. So yeah, let's start with the agenda. First of all, like our biggest news is like we released I guess yesterday Crossplane 1.7 with a couple of major features, and I would like to quickly go over them. Basically, like as Crossplane, we didn't like we couldn't ship some big features in for a while. So in this release, we had a chance to like ship two big features, which are external secret store support as an alpha feature, which allows you to like store connection credentials in Vault, as well as to external Kubernetes clusters in addition to the local one. And the other one is webhook support for Crossplane and providers. This is actually like the foundation for like more fancy stuff in the near future, but this is basically solving some issues like immutability or like CRD or hopefully composition version updates, etc. So we hope that like this will be the foundation for more fancy features. Other than that, there are also some notable updates. One thing that I would love if Dan like talks more about like the specification for X package images, and also I believe we also have the implementation it as well, right? Support package based their description. Dan, do you want to give some more details on that?
Sure. Thanks, Hassan. So the for we've had a package format for Crossplane for quite a while, and essentially it is a YAML stream and an OCI image. Previously, folks that are familiar with providers, you're probably aware that there's two separate images, right, that are produced. There's one for the controller, which actually runs the reconcilers and things like that, and then there's one for the package content, which is just YAML. And those are usually single layer images. And then for configuration packages, there's just that single layer image. There's kind of two goals of formally specifying this. One is just because it hadn't, there wasn't a place to look for folks to understand how to craft a Crossplane package. We do provide tooling, but this just formalizes it if someone else wants to provide tooling. It also adds some extension mechanisms. So if you want to have a formal way to kind of introduce additional metadata into your package without interfering with what Crossplane is actually going to process, there's a way to do that. And then the biggest one that probably affects most current users is we can actually start publishing just one image now for all providers. And we can do that without increasing the cache size for Crossplane packages a lot, because you can annotate a specific layer and say, the things that Crossplane cares about are essentially in this single layer. And when we actually install the package, we'll just pull that layer, and then we'll use that same image reference to start the controllers. So it should make the kind of workflow and consumption experience a lot easier for folks, especially if you're an organization that needs to pull packages and put them in your own kind of like enterprise registry or something like that. And then there's a few other things that we can venture down as well in the future that allow you to say, I want to take the same package content, but put another controller with it. And that can be verified that it's the same package content because there's a digest of each of the layers. So a few different motivations here, but the most like immediate thing that'll probably follow this is starting to condense providers into single package images.
Yeah, I see. Thank you, Dan. I think that's definitely solving some issues that we had regarding the cache size and also like the like the confusion around having multiple images for a single package and controller provider. Let's say it like that. So definitely a great improvement. I would like to also add one last thing about external secret store support. We have 2 guides regarding it. One is one is related to like upgrading existing providers with the support, and that is actually in contributing part, and yeah, adding external secret store support to an existing provider. So if you are a provider maintainer, then you can just follow these steps here, which which enables updating to the latest Crossplane runtime and tools, and also get the feature with your provider. And the other guide I would like to mention is actually related to consumer side, and this guide is actually like end-to-end demonstrates how to install Vault, how to configure Vault with Kubernetes authentication, and how to configure Crossplane and the providers to have like the authentication setup, and also to write secrets to Vault, connection secrets to Vault. So this is an end-to-end guide, and I would like suggest anyone interested in this to give it a try, to get a sense like what you would get with this new feature. And yeah, any feedback is more than welcome. So are there any questions in like 1.7 release or the features that we ship? All right, so let's continue. So the next release will be 1.8, and it will be like as per community calendar, where you can just track all the upcoming releases, both Crossplane and also the providers. The next release will be 17th of May. And I think like there is this question about like, should we ship earlier due to the KubeCon? So what do you guys think about that? Maybe it's too early to discuss this. Maybe we can like agree on something when the date reaches. So any comments on this? What do you think?
I think we probably, I think your assertion that we'll probably need to either like do it before or after is spot on. But we might need to run that by steering committee and see what they have to say about it too.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Thanks. Okay, so regarding the next steps and milestones and planning, etc., like we have the roadmap board still up to date, I guess. And right now we are kind of, in a planning phase for 1.7. This is the board that we created just today. So there is not too much stuff here. If there are anyone from community working on something, feel free to add them here, or like let us add them here. Otherwise, I believe this table will be filled some more features that we are targeting for 1.7. But at this point, I think it's a bit, empty. So are there any feature or like any issue that you are having that you would like to prioritize for 1.7? Okay, so yeah, actually this was this question, and yeah, similarly, if you are actively working on something, feel free to like add them to the project board or contact us to add them. So regarding provider releases, I believe in the last community meeting we already mentioned a GitHub repository which tracks existing providers, and Matthias added a simple UI for that, where like you can see the available providers out there. You can also like select some maturities. You can like include unreleased providers, etc. And also, I think you can also search for providers, etc. So I would definitely suggest to have a look if you are interested in a specific provider, whether it is supported or not. And yeah, so are there any providers that community wants to be like available or like needs? Are there anything that you would like? Feel free to like mention. Yeah, so regarding the status updates, like on TerraJet side, like we have some ongoing work. One of them was like shared gRPC mode, which was targeting some performance improvements. And like in the last community meeting, we have discussed some like experiments and performance measurements, which shows some notable performance improvements. And in this sprint, sprint, we are actually implementing that, and there is an open PR for enabling shared gRPC mode for TerraJet based providers. And support for external secrets stores is also, we are rolling out that feature to all providers, and this includes TerraJet itself and also like Jet based providers. And finally, like couple of months ago, we like experimented CLI schema and like started supporting as a first class citizen. So we are now moving the providers to CLI schema basically, and new providers will already be started with that because we have updated the Jet template repository. So are there any questions up to this point? Maybe I might be going too fast. All right, so regarding the recent releases, we have a couple of provider releases. Provider AWS 25, 0.25 is live, and the main theme of the release is like some new custom resources added, and SDK Go SDK is updated with a good amount of testing. Provider GCP is shipped as the first provider supporting external secret stores, and in this 0.21 release we have that feature available, and we don't have much updates other than that. And provider Kubernetes and provider Helm also have new releases with some new cool features. Provider Helm now supports OCI charts, and provider Kubernetes supports management policies and resource referencing. So if you are interested in these features, I would highly suggest you to check them. So regarding provider updates, I don't know, I think I already mentioned like we have new resources, but are there any other updates that we would like to mention here? I don't know, Aaron or someone else would like to jump in to add something.
I do not have any updates for provider AWS, no.
Okay, that sounds great. So yeah, as I said, like we have a new release, and I believe that release notes already contains a good context in that regard. For provider Azure, I believe Alper is not on the call, and as far as I could see, like after a quick check, I couldn't notice like the big updates there. So yeah, I think we can move on with the community topics and questions. Yeah, someone added me as a you know, like as I mentioned in the beginning, I'm now one of the core maintainers. Thank you. And for the content and live streams, we have like added a new one from Victor. I'm pretty sure that we have more, but somehow like we couldn't add them here. Victor, do you want to add something else or?
Nothing special, really. It's yet another video.
Yeah, okay, that's great. I remember one of your like videos actually that got a very good amount of attraction from the community. Like there were hundreds of comments.
Okay.
Do you remember which one is that? The name of that?
In which channel? In Upbound?
I think no, it was your own channel, I guess.
Oh yeah, that in my own channel. Yeah, I think that the one about compositions probably is the, or no, Argo plus Crossplane, I think, is the highest one with a couple of hundreds comments and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that was I was kind of surprised, like the amount of comments that I saw there. So like there is a like great interaction there. So congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So for custom compositions, I remember there was something with AWS. I believe Yuri, you already have the most context on that, like AWS samples.
Yeah, I added them to the list. It's actually not related to implementation of custom compositions, but AWS pinged us last week that they are open sourcing so-called Crossplane AWS blueprints, where they providing kind of reference setup and a set of composition examples. And two bootstrap mechanisms. One is EKS control based, and another one is Terraform based. So with which you can immediately get Crossplane enabled EKS cluster with IRSA configure. So very nice setup and very nice set of reusable examples from AWS community. So cool stuff there. Yeah, actually, I added it, like if you go a little bit to the bottom, there is a link to repository. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then
yeah, so that's the one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm confused like with custom compositions. I thought it was like custom configurations or configuration packages.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, on custom composition, I think Sergen published to community a set of videos of demonstrating custom composition POC, but I don't have a link right now. Maybe I'll find it and fill in the template. So there is working POC around it.
Yeah, that would be great. I also remember like Nick is also doing some POC around running functions in the container. So let's add them here once we found the links. So for KubeCon Europe, we got like a project pavilion booth and we have maintainer track and virtual office hours. We are looking for volunteers to staff and hang out at the booth. So feel free to visit or be volunteers to be part of this booth. And there are lots of talks on Crossplane. So here is the, I guess, I'm not sure, this might also be covered in the previous one. Yeah, the schedule already shared there, but basically, if you didn't have a chance to visit that, be part of that community meeting, then I would mention it again. So I think Jan, you have added this, right? Do you want to comment on that?
Yeah, thanks. So yeah, I believe a couple of folks have a talk at KubeCon, Hannes Blut and me included. So we'll be speaking about platform API with Crossplane, and I talked with Matthias Lübken about that, and also with Christopher Hakri. So maybe we, since there are a couple of community members at KubeCon EU, maybe we can do something like a community gathering or a deep dive on certain features, custom compositions, or just gathering and an exchange for whatever people are working on. Not stay siloed, but yeah, a bit of exchange. So I just put this in here to have a bit of an item which we can track. I'm not sure if Matthias has kind of moved forward with anything from Upbound or from Crossplane.
Yeah, I think that would definitely be great, because there will be a good amount of community member, and also from Upbound side there will be a good amount of people there. So I think having a community meeting sounds definitely great. So I can follow up with Matthias on that and see where we are. And hopefully we can discuss this in the next community meeting with some concrete action items.
Yeah, maybe even if it's not I'm not sure if you have a room next to the booth or something where we could meet, or get grab some food together or so. It could be just very informal.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so this is the I think configuration packages, Yuri, you mentioned and gave the link. You already gave some details. Do you want to add something else on that, Yuri? Or?
Oh, that's pretty much it. The only thing to add that AWS tries to gather contributors to this repository. So I think it's a nice place to share these AWS focused examples. And yeah, we can all contribute there if you have some effective compositions to share with community.
Yeah, I think this looks pretty good at a first look. So I encourage everyone to check further. Yeah, actually, we have pretty much covered everything. Are there any PR to discuss, or something that needs attention?
I noted one thing at the very top under the release. Some of the end-to-end tests are broken because we use a different format in the package cache for how we store the content now, which is a better system. We're storing less, which is good. But it means you can't just drop the image tarball into a directory and then mount that in the package cache. And so I was thinking, well, I'll just do essentially the operations we do to populate the package cache, which we may want to support with the Crossplane CLI. But in order, or a potentially better solution that I'm trying to have done into this week is just run a small little registry in the cluster, and then we'll point Crossplane at it. And that should work for all cases, and we don't have to do the persistent volume dance and that sort of thing. So if your end-to-end tests are failing and you're maintaining a provider, You're welcome to just pin to v1.6.4 for now if you want, and you can expect a solution rolling out here this week.
Yeah, I remember this already happened for a couple of repositories, and I remember like your suggestion about that workaround, and I think it's definitely helpful to mention it here as well. All right, I think we are all covered. So if there are no more questions or comments, I can give you the 15 minutes back. Okay, that's great. Thanks everyone for joining, and hope to see you next time.
Thanks, Hasan.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.